Hello, everybody. So a few days ago, Flova AI contacted me and asked if I would take a look at their platform. They sponsored this video and gave me some testing credits so I could actually put it through a real project. And just to make this clear right from the beginning, I had never used Flova before this recording. I had never even heard of it before they contacted me. So this isn't me pretending to be a Flova expert. This is literally my first time opening the platform and trying to figure out whether it can work with the way I normally make music videos. So, this should be interesting. The interface itself looks pretty straightforward. We've got home, projects, generator, asset library, skills, and then this central area where you interact with Flova. Flova describes the system as an AI video production platform built around an agent. Now, I've never used an agent-based video workflow before, so at this point I wasn't completely sure what that meant. My basic understanding was that instead of manually handling every individual production step myself, I could give Flova my existing material, explain what I'm trying to create, and then let the agent help organize and build the project. So that's what I wanted to test. And I'm not starting from nothing. Normally, I make the music first. For this project, the song is called Neon Samurai Drifter. Then I build the world, the characters, the visual style, and the overall story before I start generating video clips. So I've already got the song, the artwork, my main character, and the female singer who's narrating the story. The visual style is gritty, lo-fi cyberpunk manga in a decaying future Tokyo. Our main character is an older cybernetic orc street samurai who's basically gone Ronin. He moves from district to district, takes whatever work keeps him alive, and never stays anywhere for very long. The singer is a cybernetically enhanced teenage girl who watches him from a distance and has this hopeless little crush on him. So Flova isn't being asked to invent the whole concept. I'm giving it an established world and seeing whether it can actually understand and work with it. I started by giving Flova the material it would need. That included the character reference images, the finished song, the isolated vocal stem for the singer, and the lyrics. Before generating anything, though, I wanted to know whether the agent actually understood what I was trying to make. So I gave it a basic explanation of the project and asked it to analyze everything first. And this is where I started learning how Flova's workflow actually works. The agent took everything I uploaded and started working through the project. It analyzed the music, looked at the references, interpreted the lyrics, and began building a plan for the video. This part was slower than what I'm normally used to. There were definitely moments where I was sitting here thinking, okay, what exactly are you doing? And one little interface thing I kept running into was that I'm used to pressing enter in a chatbot. Here, I kept having to click the send arrow instead. That's a tiny complaint, obviously, but muscle memory is a powerful thing. Eventually, though, the agent started producing an actual storyboard and shot plan. And that's where things became much more interesting. Normally, going through a song and deciding what happens during every section is something I do manually. Flova was now attempting to do that for me. It originally planned around 13 shots and started assigning scenes to different parts of the song. I did have to clarify something important about the female character. She's the singer and narrator, so I needed some sections where we actually see her performing, and other sections where we're following the Orc Street Samurai through the story. That kind of correction is normal in my workflow. AI doesn't automatically know what's in my head. What interested me was whether I could make a correction like that and have the agent carry it forward through the project, and it seemed to understand what I meant. Then Flova started building the visual keyframes. Basically, these are the still images that establish what each shot is supposed to look like before those images are animated. And this was the first point where I was genuinely impressed. The artwork looked really good. More importantly, it was staying surprisingly consistent with the reference material I had given it. The orc still looked like the same character. The singer still looked like the same character. The gritty comic book and cyberpunk manga style was carrying from one shot into the next. There were a few little things I might change later, but considering how little back and forth I had done with the agent, the consistency was very good. And character consistency is one of the biggest headaches I normally deal with when making this kind of video. At this point, I started understanding what Flova means by an agent. It's less like using one individual image generator or one individual video generator. It's more like having one workspace where I can explain the project, give it my assets, make corrections, and then let the system coordinate the different production steps. I still found parts of the interface a little confusing because the workflow was unfamiliar to me. But the actual production flow started making a lot more sense once I watched it go through the storyboard and keyframes. Not really. Did the agent understand the project? For the most part, yes. Was the character consistency useful? Absolutely. Did I have to constantly fight with it and rewrite everything? Surprisingly, no. The biggest negatives so far were that the agent could be slow, and I occasionally wasn't sure what stage of the process I was actually looking at. But creatively, I was liking the results. A lot. I was also keeping an eye on the credits. I started this project with about 3,100 testing credits. Creating the storyboard and all of those still image assets barely touched that compared with what I expected. The expensive part was obviously going to be the actual video generation. Eventually, Flova expanded the project from the original 13 storyboard shots into 18 video assets because some of those scenes were being divided between narrative shots and singer performance shots. Then it gave me the estimated cost for generating the video. About 1,000 credits. I had enough, so go for it. This is what we're here to test. I had also supplied the isolated vocal stem because one of the things I really wanted to test was singer synchronization. Flova analyzed the audio and reported that the vocal alignment had no detectable offset or drift. That's useful on the technical side. But the important test isn't what a report says. The important test is what the finished character actually looks like when she's supposed to be singing. So that's something I wanted to judge from the generated footage itself. Once everything was configured, the agent started writing the final video prompts and generating the clips. And there is a lot happening behind the scenes here. It's building prompts, assigning references, preparing shots, working with the music, and coordinating all these pieces before the final generation even starts. Honestly, it took longer to prepare everything than I expected. But there's a trade-off there. I'm waiting longer for the agent, but I'm also not manually building every one of these prompts and setting up every single shot myself. So whether that saves time overall is something I'm going to understand better after I've finished the entire music video. And then the first actual video results started coming in. Okay, this is where Flova got my attention. The first shots looked good. The style from the keyframes carried into the animation. The characters still looked recognizable. And the overall visual direction stayed surprisingly close to what I originally gave the agent. Then another clip finished. And another. And suddenly, the generation was moving a lot faster than I expected. At this point, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is impressive. I'm really liking this. Now, I'm not going to show you the finished Neon Samurai Drifter music video in this review. That's going to be its own video here on the channel. This video is about what it was actually like creating it with Flova. If you want to see how the whole experiment turns out when everything is finished, I'll have the music video linked in the description, in the pinned comment, and on the end screen, so you'll be able to see the final result for yourself. For a completely blind first attempt with Flova, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've seen. There are parts of the interface I'd like to understand better, and the agent can definitely take its time. But the character consistency, visual planning, and the amount of work it handled for me were genuinely impressive. If you want to check out Flova yourself, I'll put my referral link on screen, in the description, and in the pinned comment. You can also scan the QR code on screen. Now I've got a music video to finish. I'll see you over there. Stay awesome.